Hello there, good morning. Thanks for joining again. Yesterday I put out an audio meditation called Remodel, and it was reframing the mind. Basically, when you reframe the mind, you are consciously, reframing the nervous system. So, today, we're back at it again. I just want to thank you for all the great feedback. Shout out to Kat. Your words really hit home. I really appreciate you. Shout out to Norwall Music. That was just such an awesome message I got from you. Megan, Christina. Yeah, guys, thank you so much. Let's do it again. Let's start this time by standing up. And I want you to stand up wherever you are. And I want you to have your feet hip-width apart. And as you have your feet hip-width apart, I want you to bring your hands to your hips. And we're going to get into the meditation. But what I realized is if we can do a little bit of something to start going into this so that your meditation can be a little more successful, why wouldn't we do that? With your hands on your hips and your feet hip-width apart, I want you to push your feet down into the floor. You can be barefoot, you can have shoes on. I have LL Bean slippers I'm kicking off. But okay, now I'm barefoot. I'm pressing my feet right into my carpet. And when I press my feet into my carpet, there's an action through the spine. There's a lift. And if you want to, bend your knees a little. Push your feet down into the floor, and you'll feel yourself automatically grow a little taller without pulling up on the upper body, on the spine. Press down, and you rise. With your hands on your hips, put your eyes on one spot in front of you. Squeeze up your leg muscles as if you were pulling your thighs up from their kneecaps. Squeeze them up. Hands on the hips. Take a breath in. Open your mouth. Let the sound escape. Take another breath in. Let that sound escape. You want to feed that exhalation to the bottom of your lungs. One more of those. When you exhale, you can hear me. I'm hissing it out like a snake or like air out of a tire or a balloon. It's a great way to really free up the carbon dioxide that's been trapped in your lungs all night. You'll notice your inhalation getting a little longer, a little fuller, because you're freeing up fully that exhalation. And you're standing in your superhero pose, very consciously on purpose. This probably isn't how you start your day, is it? Because it's damn sure how I don't start mine. But right away, when we move that air out and we get a bigger gulp of air, we are starting to get supercharged with energy, and energy is power. So literally, we're inflating your inner superhero. Breath out. Take your hands behind your back. Feet stay hip width. Squeeze up the legs so thighs are very strong. Hands to support completely your low back. And you're going to press your hips and thighs forward. It's the palms behind you pressing your hips and thighs forward. Open your chest toward the ceiling. If it feels all right for your neck, you can take your head, go back. But if it doesn't, don't do it. Like if I give you a cue and you're like, not for me, not today, your body is who you listen to. Okay, take your hands behind you, interlace your fingers, clasp your hands, stretch your arms a little bit away from your low back, away from your glutes. Pull your chest up toward the ceiling. Shoulders automatically move out of the way. Spine starts coming back home. Your chest presses up and your spine presses forward towards your heart. Drop your arms to your sides with a big sigh. Take a breath in with your right arm going up at the same time. Take all the air out as you take that right arm behind you. It's like you're backstroking. Left side. With a breath in, your left arm goes up at the same time. With a breath out, your left arm goes back behind you. Interlace your fingers again. Straighten your arms. Press your arms away from you. Chest is up. It's like your chest is being pulled up and out of your shoulders that frame your chest. Your shoulders say, let me get out of the way. The chest presses up. And then drop. Okay. Have a seat. Sit comfortably wherever you are. Why did we do that? First off, if we can change our posture at the start of the day, we can get more grounded. We can feel a little more empowered. That superhero stance works on you in the subconscious. And the other thing is opening your chest up, taking those exhalations fully out to the bottom of your lungs, freeze up the carbon dioxide that is held and stale in your lung space during the night while you slept, while I slept. And then I had you open your heart toward the ceiling, stretching your arms back, because if we free up a little tension in the upper mid-back behind you, we're going to breathe easier in the front. And if we start our day more out of our head space and more into our body and more into our heart, we're going to feel different. We're going to feel more empowered. We open up our heart space and go, oh yeah, that's why I'm here in the world. I'm here in the world to serve from my heart. And that's so easy to forget. And our posture, rounded shoulders, driving, being on our phones all the time, sitting at a desk, it's so easy to forget the biggerness of why you're here, why I'm here. Because when your posture kind of folds into itself and kind of crumples up and your lungs can't really get air, and you don't really breathe out much and you don't really breathe in much, it's kind of the recipe for tiredness, dullness, the same old thoughts, feeling small. So we look to kind of crack you open a little bit, but in a good way. If you're more engaged in your body at the start of meditation, you're more likely to have focus through the meditation of focusing on the hands, the fingertips touching specifically. So this practice is also powerful because you decided to do it. So I want to acknowledge you for that. I want to acknowledge you for saying, I'm going to choose to start my day, not just consciously, but in a more considerate way to yourself and to feeding yourself with activities that actually bring peace, that bring empowerment. that bring consideration to yourself, you know? So this meditation is just as much about you starting the day, looking after yourself, opening your body up, getting a little stretch, getting more air, as it is to harness the mind. Sit comfortably any way you like, and let's just start by taking your arms down onto your lap and your 10 fingertips to touch. You land your hands, your arms, your elbows in your lap. Ten fingertips to touch. Your physical eyes see your 10 fingertips touching. And take a soft breath out. Feel the connection of your 10 fingertips touching. And if you wanted to, you could always close your eyes. You don't have to. Especially if you're somebody who struggles with anxiety or racing mind. You know, it might be a little bit overwhelming or intimidating to close the eyes. So it's your call. But the only reason I'm offering it is to witness, oh yeah, my mind is really honing in on my 10 fingertips touching. And also, sometimes we'll look around so much with our physical eyes, which actually continues to keep the nervous system in a mild alert state, a mild stress response state. The eyes are part of the nervous system. So if you land your gaze, you're kind of really stilling your nervous system. Beam your concentration with eyes open or closed into all 10 fingers touching. You're being present to all 10 fingers touching. When you come out of your head and you quiet your thoughts, you are simply present. Be present to the sound of my voice and let it direct you and direct you again and again to 10 fingertips touching. For you out there doing this, I want you to allow the lower half of your body to sink more into whatever it is sitting on. A cushion, the back of the chair. But let your whole seat sink down deeper. And it's as if your thighs and your hips, your lower legs and feet got really heavy. Almost like there's a weighted blanket across the tops of your thighs. Weighted blankets, by the way, are so amazing for grounding the lower body. And grounding the lower body grounds the nervous system. Envision your legs just got heavier and heavier and heavier. Your hips get heavier and heavier and heavier. And you might suddenly have awareness of like, oh, I'm completely feeling what I'm sitting on now in a way that I actually wasn't paying attention to. Sweet. We're not just grounding your lower body, your nervous system, harnessing your mind for those benefits to just be in this meditation, but that would be pretty half-assed, you know? Like, we make all these efforts, but they only get us so far. We want this to go with you, so you're more grounded today. You're more rooted in the present moment. By physically rooting yourself from your lower body. All 10 of your fingertips are touching. Let the fingertips kind of melt more into each other. And if you could, envision the front body, your front body, almost as if we could kind of close shop on your front body. So the entire front side of your body, we're going to just close shop. And what we're going to do instead is envision that your whole back body is opening up and also sinking more into what you're seated on. Like you see, you know, your back, the back of your head is just going to melt into the chair, the back of the couch, the wall, if you're on the floor. The whole front body closes shop, just temporarily. The back body, envision it just opens up. All 10 of your fingers are touching. And then if you could, just envision that there is just above the crown of your head, like a waterfall of this golden light. And the crown of your head opens up just enough, because, you know, we all do kind of have to keep our lid on tight in this human life today. But for a moment, the crown of your head opens up, and you're receiving this light in the form of a waterfall. And it's just pouring. And it's not cold. It's just a warm gushing of water. And it's actually cleansing you. It's cleansing you from the inside. It's like a shower. It's like a giant, warm waterfall shower. And I want you to just envision that it's just showering your mind, showering your vision, so that the rest of the day you see things as they are more clearly, with more clarity. All 10 fingers touching. The central focus is on 10 fingers all touching. That's your focus. And that warm waterfall above you, it's just showering your brain, showering your sight, showering your ears. Think about how much we see all the time. We're so stimulated. Our senses are overstimulated. We hear so much. Shower it all down. Shower your jaw. And if you know, just because you think, oh yeah, how much do I hold tension in my jaw from the things I want to say, but I bite my tongue. Just envision that this warm waterfall is just showering your jaw, your throat, your tongue, your teeth. Showering your throat, so your expression comes in today in a beautiful way. Showering off your upper mid-back from all the weight that you carry in the world on your shoulders. Like, nobody lives your life, right? Nobody understands that weight that you can carry, whether it's old baggage, whether it's present, and it's usually both, 10 fingers touching. A warm waterfall cleanse for your heart. That's so easy to get all caked and gunked up and sticky from fear, from pain, from anger in the heart, fear in the heart. Envision that something just had a massive, massive power to just shower that right through. So you can go into the day feeling more connected to a heart space, more connected to your physical eyes, sight getting clearer and sharper, more connected to a clear energy in your throat. Perhaps it'll, motivate you and inspire you to want to drive to work and sing at the top of your lungs. All 10 fingers touching. Envision that waterfall cleanse is just showering the gut and the intestinal tract from all the years of whatever you've ingested, from any emotions that you've had a hard time digesting and having a hard time swallowing certain things, life experiences, and not being able to assimilate them. And then you add food on top of it, It's like, indigestion all the way. A shower for your vertebrae. From the top of your cervical spine right to the lumbar. Squeaky clean. And just showering right down. Tension, emotional tension is usually held in the hips. We call our hips the emotional junk drawer. Cleanse some of that. You're not doing it, you're just envisioning it. You're doing 10 fingertips touching and beaming your concentration to that. Run that waterfall cleanse straight down through the hips, straight down through the legs, through the feet, between the toes. Run it through your hair, your neck, and down your arms, your palms, fingers, and between the fingers. The warm waterfall cleanse is just running right over your scalp to relax it of tension. Therefore, increasing circulation and blood flow in the scalp instead. All 10 fingers are touching. Take in a breath. Open your mouth, clear. Do this, take your palms together. And I want you to just brush your hands off, like you're disconnecting from anything before that visualization that was with you, that was stuck in mind, stuck in your body, stuck in your field. Brush it all off. Take your right hand down your left arm. Sweep straight down with the right hand on the inside of the left arm as well, and the palm and fingers. Left hand, sweep down, right arm. Flip it, sweep down the inner right arm. Sweep across your chest. It's an energy sweep. It's a technique I learned. I got lots of tools and lots of tricks in my bag. I've done a lot of learning. This is a trick I learned in Phoenix Rising. And you're literally sweeping off the energy down your arms, your head, your torso, the back side of your body. So you can stand up and do this. Sweep down your legs in the front and off your feet. Sweep down the back of your legs, across your buttocks, over your heels, etc. And if I were you, I would just lift up one foot and sweep off the sole of the foot, and I'd sweep off the other with the opposite hand. Take a big inhale. Bring your hands to prayer. You're ready to start the day. And you showed up and you did something to infuse good energy, opportunity, positivity, clarity kindness, and joy. You be the leader of that today. Namaste.